Hello! Now that my sister's back in Sydney and that big thing at work is over, it's time to start getting back into routine, which includes doing Japanese homework. So I have been learning Japanese through the Kumon program for around 2 months now. Prior to that, I was learning one-on-one with a tutor at a private Japanese school. I think there's definitely pros and cons about both. At the Japanese language school, it was really good to have regular communication with a native Japanese speaker once a week. And being one-on-one, it's very targeted to your learning, and the teacher is able to cater the lesson around your needs. However, being private lessons, especially one-on-one, the tuition fee was higher. So I was paying 3,000 something yen per hour lesson per week, which equated to around 12,000 something yen per month. And also on top of that, at enrollment, you have to pay an admin enrollment fee of around 10,000 yen, and I found that to be quite standard across a lot of the Japanese schools that I found during my research. Also, it depends on your luck. So I had a colleague who learnt from the same school, but for whatever reason, he kept having to change tutors, and I don't think he really connected with them as much as I did with mine, which I was very lucky because I had the same tutor the entire time that I was learning, and we got along really well. She was really nice, really patient, but the only problem was we had a language barrier because she had limited English. So often I would ask her a question and she wouldn't understand what I'm trying to ask her, and vice versa. She would explain something to me and I would guess what she's trying to say, but not be 100% sure if that's actually what she means. I'm also the type who, when I'm learning something, especially language, I need daily practice, and I wasn't getting regular homework from my tutor even though I was asking for it almost every week. So I started looking for alternatives online, and that's when I came across Kumon. I knew about Kumon from having done it as a kid, but in different subjects, so I was already familiar with their method, which is all about repetition, and they have regular homework. You do 5 or 10 sheets a day, and to me that was the switch that I was looking for, because I think that daily practice is what really is going to help me improve my Japanese at a faster rate than what I was achieving before. I also like that their tuition rate is lower. So with Kumon, you don't have to pay any enrollment fee, just the monthly tuition fee, which for adult learners like myself is 8,640 yen, and it's cheaper for younger learners, and that rate is for if you actually go into a center in person. If you're unable to do so, they do have a correspondence program, which is 9,720 yen per month. And on top of that, you have to pay postage fee to get your homework submitted to your tutor. So for me, aside from the cost, it made more sense for me to actually go in and learn in person at my nearby center, because I think that definitely pushes me to study better than if I was learning through the correspondence program. But also, I feel like I have more flexibility in terms of when I actually go. My local centres open almost every day from 2:30 to 7. So twice a week I can go anytime between those hours. Whereas I think through the correspondence program, I'm not sure about this, but I believe you will have a fixed time to learn with your allocated tutor online. I find the Kumon worksheets well set out and easy to understand. They present material in a progressive manner, and there's translations of all the Japanese that you see. I like that they have a combination of hiragana and katakana and kanji, and you get to practice vocabulary, reading, writing sentences, your grammar. So it really does cover quite a lot. It also comes with CDs, so you can listen to sentences and hear the proper pronunciation. The only downside I would say is, since starting the Kumon program, I've definitely not used spoken Japanese as much as I used to, because at the center you literally just go in, get your worksheets, collect your homework, submit your homework, and then and that's it. Whereas when I was learning privately, I would be forced to engage in conversation for at least an hour every week. However, like I said, there are pros and cons to different methods and approaches of learning Japanese. For me right now, the Kumon system is what works best, though I must add that I don't just rely on the worksheets themselves. I also use supplementary materials like Japanese textbooks and flashcards that I've made to memorize and learn new vocabulary. And I also try to use Japanese as much as possible when I go out, just to keep the speaking and conversation skills up. Okay, hopefully this has been helpful. If you'd like more information about the Japanese language program for foreigners, please find in the description box below a link to their website.